Sometimes on a project, we may have need of a mechanism that lets us quickly switch between natural and artificial lighting setups in order to show a client how their space will look under very different lighting conditions. Obviously, we won't want to have them sit and wait while we rebuild a lighting setup. In fact, we may not even want to have them wait while we load a different level during a presentation, which is where lighting scenarios can come to our aid. How do we go about setting up lighting scenarios in an Unreal project? Well, the very first thing that we need to do is create sub-levels containing the various lighting setups that we want to turn into scenarios. We create new levels by coming to the window menu and clicking on the Levels option. Inside the dialog, we can click the Levels drop-down and then select the Create New option. If we have already created our levels using the File menu at the top of our Unreal UI, then we can simply click and drag them from the content browser and onto the persistent level. Into the Room No Light scene then, we can add two new levels, one called Day_Light and the other being Night_Time. Now, hopefully the lighting setups that they contain will be self-explanatory, but all we really need to know is that we have two extra levels, each with a lighting solution that has been baked out. Let's drag both of them from the content browser then in order to add them as sub-levels. If we right-click on our first level, we see in the options that appear that we have the ability to turn this sub-level into a lighting scenario by coming to the flyout of the same name and clicking on the Change to Lighting Scenario command. Whenever we make a lighting scenario level active now, it will be the light maps contained in that level that gets applied to the persistent level that we are viewing, meaning we can easily switch between lighting setups whilst at the same time keeping everything very performance-friendly. We can even control exactly when it is that a level gets streamed via a blueprint. And so let's right-click once again on the sub-level, set its streaming method to blueprint if it isn't already, and then take a moment to perform these same steps for any other sub-levels that we may have. Having created the levels that we want to use then, time to create a small blueprint that will allow us to quickly and easily switch between the lighting setups or scenarios that we have. To do that, let's open up our persistent level blueprint, which we can do by clicking the small game controller icon found in the Levels dialog box. And once open, right-click and type Load Stream Level into the search, adding the node of the same name when we see it appear. With the node selected, we can press the Ctrl+W keys to create a duplicate, and then right-click again and search for and add a flip-flop node, which, as the name perhaps suggests, lets us switch back and forth between two different outputs. Let's right-click again, type Unload, and add an Unload Stream node to our graph, and also create a duplicate of it. Let's pipe the A and B outputs into our Unload Stream nodes, and then pipe their output into the Level Stream nodes. And after right-clicking one final time, let's type Key in the search field, and add an L key node. We want to type the names of our sublevels into each of the level stream nodes, so Day_Light in one, and Night_Time in the other. And then add the opposite names to the unload node that precedes it, so Night_Time and Day_Light this time. To get our lighting scenarios to load, we will have to put a check in the Make Visible After Load option, after which we can compile and save our blueprint, and then run the persistent level. Once booted up, we can press the L key to load our first alternate lighting solution, and then if we press L again, we can switch to the other. Saving out lighting scenarios then means that we can have multiple lighting and global illumination solutions already baked out in a project, and then quickly and easily switch between them inside the engine. A very handy feature for visualization pieces indeed.